Hello, hello. Welcome to December 16th. It's a Monday. We're starting off our week, and it's going to be Kelly List with Ramya Amuthan and Nisreen Abdel-Majid. We have today Nutritionist Julia Karantjas telling us how to cater our snacks to the amount of protein we need, because we're all looking for our daily protein intake. And Michael Babcock is joining us to break down his podcast process for any of you out there looking to get inspiration on starting your own. Let's get started.
This is Kelly and Company.
Oh, I love saying it's a Kelly-less Kelly and Company. It's been a while, actually. Kelly's been around reliably for the last little while, Niz, so you and I have not had the chance to do this
It's a
together
girls'
without him.
day.
It's a girls' day.
Yeah.
It's a girls' week, actually. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
that's
fun.
true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend? You were telling me about The
Pretty
Gentleman
good.
on Netflix before we started. Did you start watching it over the weekend, or?
I watched it last week, and this is no shame, but I finished it in like 3 days
Nice.
for one whole season.
Oh. How
And
many episodes?
it's such a good show. I think it's 8 episodes.
Oh, okay. That's
So
not bad.
that's not bad. I know I'm so used to the limited series now. It's become so
Mm.
popular. This is not limited series. This is there will be a season 2, but I've gotten so used to the short shows for the past few months that it's been so popular. Every time I search up, okay, new show to watch, everybody suggests limited series. It's like a new thing. And
I
yeah.
know. You actually brought that up
Mhm.
as like a whole thread on Friday's show, which I thought was
Mhm.
very true. Nobody else brought it up. And you're like, it's all limited series, which is facts,
It's
right?
all
Netflix
limited
is
series,
so
yeah.
good with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've gotten so into them. In the beginning, I'm like, okay, I love shows that have like 5 seasons already, and I could
Mm-hmm.
just binge with
Binge.
no judgment there.
Yeah.
But then there comes like stuff on Apple TV like Silo, where I have to watch it every Friday, one episode every
Ooh.
Friday, and I hate that. I
Apple TV
hate
is the
that. I hate
worst
waiting
for
for an
this.
episode.
What are we
Yeah.
doing? I swear, like everything old is new again because we get off conventional TV, we get off cable TV, and so many people are cutting cable to get back onto streaming services, which that in itself is not new anymore. But this
Hmm.
idea of even pausing and resuming subscriptions. Right? Most of us are doing that
Yeah.
now. I'll sign up for Apple TV, binge as much as I possibly can in a month, then cancel, and then go to something else. Disney Plus and Netflix are the only two things that I'll like keep around forever because I rewatch way too many shows on
Yeah.
those platforms. But
Yeah.
Apple TV is like every show that I'm looking at is doing, or at least all the big popular ones are doing new episodes every week. Shrinking was the big
Hmm.
one for me. I signed up, watched the first season. I was super hooked. I actually didn't know if I'd be into it or not, but it was so good.
Is it
And
a
then by
comedy?
season 2, it's a dramedy. It's a comedy slash
Dramedy.
drama. Yeah. That's a
I
thing now,
love
no?
that. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
perfect
let's keep.
combo.
And it's, Jason Segel, I think his name is. Marshall from How I Met Your Mother is the
Yeah.
main character. He's so good.
Oh,
He's so
no
good. He's
way.
practically Marshall in both shows, in my opinion. But anyway,
Oh,
the
okay.
point
Same
is
character.
now I my subscription is done because I only signed up for a month, and I go hard with the whole cancel right away, and then you have remaining 21 days or whatever because I don't want to
Mhm.
accidentally sign up for an extra month. And then turns out I really like the show, and now I'm 3 episodes behind. And I'm wondering, like, if I
Okay.
sign up for Apple TV, are there other shows to watch? You said Silo is good?
Silo is good, but I feel like because it's one episode every week,
Oh, not that again.
I want things to happen quickly because I want to know
Yeah.
what's going on rather than it being so stretched out that I have to wait for the next episode to find
Yeah.
out a certain solution kind of thing. So like it is pretty frustrating how okay, a whole episode and they're like an hour long, like about 50 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's so much time, and yet.
It's so much time, yet nothing is like
Yep.
happening really. It's really stretched out. I feel like things are stretched out when
Oh, is it that
a show
slow?
is taking time.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
just
they're
because
milking it.
I'm like yeah, exactly. Like I hate waiting for an episode. I really do. So just the fact
But
that
this is what
like
people
I'm not
used to feel
finding
like.
a
So why do we have to feel like
I
this
know.
again?
We're very
We
impatient people.
said binge culture, please hand it to us. We do not want delayed gratification.
And then
We
we're
want our
back
stuff
to
right away.
yeah,
Oh,
and then we're
why? Ugh,
back to
God.
ads,
I know, back to
during
ads, back to
every
weird,
streaming service.
right? Payment structures and all that, and then back to conventional TV, appointment television, where we're waiting every week for new TV again. You know what I will say though? My brother does not react like we're having a whole discussion on this. My brother is just like chill about this kind of stuff. He's like, yeah, I wait for my
It's
TV. It's
whatever.
fine. I think
For
it's
him
because he
to
watches
it's
so much
whatever.
TV. Yeah,
Yeah.
that he just has like, because that's the other. I guess the other side of it is you always have a bunch of TV to watch. Like you're not just sitting
Yeah.
there watching one TV show. It used to be just like Ellen DeGeneres at 4 p.m. for me, and that was it. If Ellen
God,
wasn't on, I
yeah.
didn't know what I'd do with my life.
Yeah,
Was she
but
at
now you
4 or
have too
5?
many options that you're just sitting there
Yeah.
scrolling for an hour to find something to
Scroll.
watch. That's
You
what
end
I
up
do.
scrolling more than actually watching.
I do. That's
So bad.
literally it.
Yeah.
Just finding something to watch. You scroll through every streaming service. I'm going from Netflix to Disney Plus to
Yep.
Apple TV, and
Yep.
there's just too many options that you're kind of stuck and you keep scrolling to see what's better.
Do you watch
And then
trailers?
by the end of it, I'm just too tired. Oh, I have to
I
watch
know.
trailers.
Oh,
If
okay. I
it's
can't stand
not
it.
really okay, but
Yeah.
those trailers that literally give it all away, say forget
Mm-mm.
it.
But that's all of them, though. That's why I can't stand trailers now. Now
But the
trailers are 2+ minutes long. Like, what are you
yeah,
leaving,
it really
up to the
makes
rest of the
sense.
show in a
There's so
2-minute
many
trailer, dude?
shows there's so many shows or movies that the trailer is so long that
More than 2 minutes.
it gives it
Everything of it.
all away that I'm
Yep.
like, okay, I pretty much watched the whole thing in 2 minutes.
Exactly.
That's that,
So you might as well just
it,
watch the trailer and then move on to the new show.
yeah, but I
Like, you're not
also
gonna
can't
watch the show
stand
of
the
the trailer.
trailers that are like
30
30
seconds?
seconds because
No
I
way.
can't tell what's going on.
No way.
I
Nisreen, I
need
just
some
read
sort
the
of medium.
description. Mm-mm. I just read the description, and the descriptions are usually a very, like, cliffhanger. It's a teaser, and it tells you
A lot
nothing
of the
about the show,
descriptions
practically.
really just give this line of, oh,
Yeah.
Tommy goes through
5 friends
adventures
got
and
together.
whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. 5
give me
friends got
more.
together at a pub, and we don't know what happens. Okay, done. You're good. I
Yeah.
don't wanna know what happens. You talked about Three Body Problem, by the way, on Friday, and I really am trying to watch it. I am just zoning out, though. I'm not sure if it's
Yeah,
just
there's so
not
much
it doesn't
going on. It
no.
really give how many episodes are you in though?
I
Because
don't
it's
even
one of
know. I
those
think I fell
shows that
asleep
you
and
need a
woke up,
couple
and
of
it's like,
episodes for you to stick to
"Oh."
it.
But it's one of these limited series again. There's only, like, 8 episodes to watch.
Yeah.
So if I need a couple episodes to get in, and then a couple more episodes to understand what's going on, and then the show's done. This better be worth
That's
it
what
because 'cause I'm really
really
trying.
it really frustrates me when a show is like this because it's, as you said, it's limited series, and I just don't have the patience for me to kind of stick to more than one episode for me to really get into it.
Okay.
That's how I feel about Madness, The Madness or Madness. I think it's on Netflix. It's
I don't know.
also another thriller, and after a couple episodes, that's when I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. But I was very impatient the first two episodes. I was like, should we even
Yeah,
watch
there's
this?
something
Can I
going
watch
on where,
this?
like, I can't focus on a show if it doesn't grab me in the first, let's say,
I start
5
scrolling through my
minutes.
phone. I start
Yup,
like
I'm out. I'm
doing
out, like,
something else
actually
at the
out,
same
like,
time.
might be
Yeah,
asleep and thinking like,
it
"Oh, I should
really,
have stayed in that other show." Anyway, Jacob is here, Jacob
and then,
Shymanski from AMI today.
yeah.
Um, have you tried watching Three Body Problem, Jacob?
No, I don't even know what it is, and it was based on a book. I'm more inclined to read the book, but yo, for TV,
Oh,
we
here we
really have
go.
gone full
I'm sure the
circle,
book is better.
dude. Like peak cable TV, people were complaining that you'd have to like pick and choose channels, and it would cost a fortune. And then we
Mhm.
went to Netflix was like the only player on the block, and then you got so many TV shows for one subscription. It was awesome. We're right back where we started. We're just picking streaming services instead of channels. And like you
1000%.
mentioned, and
Yeah.
like you mentioned, we're back to waiting every week for an episode, which you
Mhm.
think nobody wants this, Rams? I'm convinced that they did focus groups. and they figure
They
that
had to
people
have.
do
Or
want
it's
this.
just like it worked for so long with cable TV. Why not bring it back? Like
No.
streaming services are what they are. They're online, they're on demand, whatever. But why not bring back some of the epic ways that they made money before and just see if it'll work? Like casually slide it in. That's how the tier
Okay,
system
but
is working now with the ads and everything too. Will
this is
you
another
pay
example
more?
of I hate waiting for an episode by episode, but I also hate waiting for a season after 2 years. There's a
Yeah.
horror thriller
Oh.
show that we're watching. It's called From.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, like I don't like how it's horror, but that's another story. But yeah, it's really good, but each season is like a year and a half apart, so I
Damn.
forget what happens in the previous
Damn, that
season.
is so
I honestly
long.
forgot. It's
Yeah, you'd have to rewatch the series again. You know that
That's
Every
the
happened with
thing. I don't
popular
want to do that.
every popular series has some sort of like season recap because there's such big gaps in between
yeah.
seasons. If you go
But
on
sometimes
YouTube and look for
those are
season
not good
recap,
enough
there's one
though.
for every video. Not good enough. They'll
No.
jog your memory.
They'll jog my memory, but
No.
sometimes, okay, for example, Sweet Magnolias is a perfect example for me. Sweet Magnolias was so cute. When I watched it the first season, I was like, "Aw, this is lovely." And I really enjoyed it. Then they took forever for season 2 to come out. Season 2, episode 1, I tried to watch it and I was like, "I don't know what's going on." I can't even remember the characters' names or their relationships anymore. I just remember something
Mhm.
basic like, "Oh, it's a small town. I think somebody died." And then anyway, I tried to watch the season 1 recap and it didn't sell me anymore. I was like, "Dude, I don't know what liked about the show." It's kinda like
Mm.
it just came across mediocre, and so they lost me. I'm sure they didn't lose a lot of the other people, so it's fine, but it was,
They
I
lost you.
remember
That's what's
they
I
lost
important.
me.
remember
Sorry, Netflix.
back in the day when Game of Thrones was coming out in its peak, like season 5, season
Yeah.
6, when it was like extremely popular. It was still coming out like one episode at a time on HBO, right? We ended up doing
Yep.
like a tradition with my buddy where like every Sunday I'd go to his place. He lived like 3 blocks away, and we'd be like 6 or 7 people watching an episode every Sunday. It was a little pilgrimage to go see Game of Thrones. Great
Aw,
memories. That was awesome.
that's nice. Was there a point to this? Like, you just
Mhm.
loved it or, like,
I
rewatching
just loved it. I
for
just
the
mean,
new season?
this
Oh, okay.
because we're talking about how we're going back to this waiting every
Yeah,
week for an
yeah,
episode, and in a way, I'm
yeah.
nostalgic because of that reason, and I'm sure a lot of people have similar
But
experiences.
it's bad now. Like I couldn't be on social media. If I was a day late for the new episode of Game of Thrones, I couldn't talk to my friends. I had to turn my phone off. There was
Yeah.
one David Dennis spoiler in my life who
People are
absolutely like,
so
oh, it
annoying
was
about
bad.
spoiling things on social
It was
media.
bad. They would not even say forget social media. My friends on text, they wouldn't even tell me they were about to spoil
Oh,
something. They're like, "Oh
really?
my God, are you so sad about Jon Snow?" I was like, "What? Guys,
He didn't really
this is
die, though.
so inappropriate." Yeah, but did I know that? Okay. Um
Mhm.
spoiler alert. You're doing it, Jacob. Okay. There was something else we actually wanted to talk about, and it is Canada's most Google questions of 2024. I got this
Yes.
particular article from the Toronto Star. These are the most Google questioned by Canadians this year. Some might surprise you. Intriguing. So apparently, Google answers 17 million plus queries from Canadians every hour. And so that's 61 billion questions each year. And
Damn.
guys, some of this stuff was really funny. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if you looked at any of these already, but under top trending events of 2024, which by the way, this article was so snarky about some of these questions that we asked, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, for
Mhm.
top trending events, there was Euro 2024, US elections, Copa America, BC elections, Jasper Fire, Hurricane Milton, the LCBO strike. Oh, people were so sad about that. Air Canada strike, Baltimore Bridge collapse, Canada Post strike, even though it's what, 3-ish weeks in the making? Because this
Mhm.
list was compiled on December 10th. So any of those catch your attention or all kind of basic?
Well,
They're all pretty
2 of
much
them
basic to
are
me.
soccer related, which is pretty
Yep.
surprising. Euro 2024 and the Copa America.
Yep.
I feel like those get an unfair boost because it's not the type of thing you just Google once. You Google it to check the scores of multiple games, so you can check it like every day. While there's other
Mm,
issues, like the LCBO strike in Ontario, which yes, it's on this list, so it kind of shows you how much people cared about it and were just up
scared.
in arms. Also to
Yeah,
know that it's Ontario specific. So God, wow, people really
that's true
got
too.
pissed off about
Yeah,
that.
but we
But
had
yeah,
so
soccer
many
is super
nervous
popular.
strikes this
Yeah.
year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you surprised?
Soccer?
I'm not surprised.
I'm
Yeah.
not surprised, but I also think it's going to be funny when you guys hear some of the actual questions that people ask, because some of them were like, explain soccer to me.
Oh,
What?
no
Essentially.
way.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Listen, not that one specifically, but listen. Okay, so the most Google questions by Canadians, ordered by the what, why, and how. All right. So what time is the solar eclipse? Remember? Throwback. That was what,
Mm,
May, April? Anyway,
Yeah.
what time is the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight?
oh
Fair
my God,
question.
stop.
I asked every outlet just to make
Yeah,
sure.
it was like 1:30 a.m.
Was not.
They do it
Okay,
so
yeah.
late, man. It drives me
It
nuts.
was. But they were great like prelims. What is Project 2025? Guys, what is Project 2025? What are we talking about?
You don't
I
know?
don't know. I don't
Do
know. Do you
you?
know?
It's a giant like 900-page policy agenda in the US that's reportedly like the playbook for the second Donald Trump administration. It was a huge thing in the electoral
Of
campaign.
course he would
Okay,
know.
well, thank you. Thank you for answering our
There
Google
you go. See,
question.
you don't even need to Google it.
We wouldn't know.
We have you here.
You're
Okay, you might
welcome.
have to do a couple more of that though. What is the solar eclipse? What is mpox? What is fracking? I did Google that. What does demure mean?
Oh my God.
Wait, what is
No.
mpox?
Like, mpox, the disease, the condition,
Never heard of it.
formerly monkeypox.
Oh, monkeypox. Did you call it mpox now?
We
That
don't
sounds
call it
more
that anymore.
sinister.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, because there was a huge, outbreak and all that, and cases in Canada. That was like
Mm.
a couple months ago.
Where?
All right. I don't know. Everywhere, dude. Okay, yeah. What's fracking? Okay, demure. Why are people asking what demure means?
Because it was all over TikTok. It was trending and it's still going on and it's really annoying.
What? Why? Why is it all over TikTok? Like,
The
I
meme
feel
is
like
that you
I've really.
describe
It
the
was
meme is that you
because of
describe
this
everything as
girl.
demure.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
this
like
girl
a.
Hmm.
went viral for describing everything demure, and everybody just
Get
used that
out.
Yeah.
sound, and it just expanded.
Yeah.
And
The stuff
what's the
that
sound?
trends on TikTok
People
surprises me every
Google.
single time.
But it was
That's
that big that
really,
people were Googling what demure means. Like, this girl went
yeah.
that viral,
Yeah,
and I
because I mean,
still
they would
miss
come
it.
I had
across
to
TikTok
Google it at
videos that
one
use the
point.
sound like, "What is demure? What is mindful?"
Out of
Because
here.
people, yeah,
Guys, I deleted TikTok like earlier in 2024, and I feel like I'm missing out on half the world now. What time is the presidential debate? What is CTE? What's a crowd strike? The whys. Why can't you look at a solar eclipse? Why is Drake trending? Why is Israel attacking Lebanon? Why is the LCBO on strike? Why did Trump win? By the way, Trump wasn't in the top 10 questions for like people, like who is blank or stuff about Donald Trump. Canadians didn't care, or they didn't care through Google that way.
Yeah.
Um, why did Israel attack the Iranian embassy? Why is Copa America delayed? Why is Milander not playing? Who's that? Milander?
Malay.
I don't know.
Nylander?
Soccer? Anyways,
Oh
yeah.
no, that's a player for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He
Oh,
missed a couple games in the playoffs last year, and nobody knew why.
See, we don't need to Google. We got Jacob. Thank you.
thanks, Jacob. Politics news. We have it all here. Okay, I'm skipping it through because the other ones were all like Israel. And now how many electoral votes are there? Look at people caring about politics. Let's
That's
go.
good.
How
Yeah.
tall is Simone Biles? How long will the eclipse last? How long are total solar eclipses? How to watch the Olympics in Canada? Nice. How tall is Barron Trump? Okay.
The
Why?
answer is
Why?
ridiculously tall. He's like 6'8".
Oh,
That's
Why
why,
is that
because
a
people
common
go
question?
because you just know
because he's
people are
super
having
tall.
conversations like, "Yo, did you know Donald Trump's son has gigantism?" And they're like, "No way. Let me
Oh,
Google this."
gigantism. Is that real?
He's
Okay.
humongous. Yeah, it's real.
Okay. How to
I,
register to vote in the US? Wow, Canadians trying to step it out in the US. How does
Literally.
being barefoot affect your health? What?
what?
Was there like a wellness trend about being barefoot?
Niz, was that on
Anyway,
TikTok?
No, but there were like fashion trends of, yeah, it's ridiculous. No, nobody should ever go barefoot. I don't support this.
Okay, we talked about
That's
grounding
nasty.
on Kelly and Company, or Kelly and Ramya, I think. And Francis Wong talked about being barefoot. You don't have to do it barefoot, but I'd like to say we were part of that trend. If it was a trend, I don't know.
Yeah.
How to make solar eclipse glasses. How many Canadians on the Florida Panthers? Okay. And then finally, I'll go through. There were way more sections, by the way. But which individuals were Canadians obsessed over? Donald Trump, like I said, made it on the top list globally, but not for Canadians. Canadians didn't give. Kate Middleton was on there, though. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, J.D. Vance, hers Griselda Blanco. There are people who
Niz,
I
who is
don't even
that?
know.
I feel like you would know.
Griselda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
I
she
feel
the
like I don't
demure
know.
lady? Oh.
Of
Tim Walz. Diddy.
course, Diddy would be on this list. I'm not.
Obviously.
I feel like that would have been the
Mhm.
first one to
The
pop,
biggest,
but
right? Yeah.
right?
RFK Jr., of course. Jill Stein. Is she the demure lady? Okay.
No,
We're never going to find out who the demure lady
we're
is.
gonna find out.
I'm just offending a bunch of people, I'm sure. Emma Stone. Yeah, that's it.
Why is Emma Stone
Why? What did
trending?
she do? Yeah.
I don't
What did
know.
she
Actually, that's a
do?
good question. What did she do? Somebody quickly Google.
Okay,
We need to
I'll be
Google based on the Google questions.
Paste the most
Emma
paste the most Googled
Stone,
questions
what
into
did
Google.
she
No,
in
but it's kind of cool because
2024?
all this whole article you got from the Toronto Star, it's kind of
Yep.
pointing you to what's been most at issue with Canadians. Because what people Google is
Oh, she
super
won Best
reflective of
Actress,
what
by the way.
people care about. Oh, best
yeah.
actress.
Oh, Oscar 2024, yeah.
She beat Lily Gladstone, so I
There
guess.
was a wardrobe
Gladstone beat
malfunction, Mark
Quinn.
says. Mark, what happened?
Okay, let's see. It says she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for a role in Poor Things and experienced a wardrobe malfunction while accepting the award.
Oh,
As for the
No
wardrobe
way.
malfunction,
that's cryptic.
her custom
Well, that's
mint
fun.
green Louis Vuitton gown split open near her waist during her speech.
Oh,
Whoops.
Oh, Emma.
This goes to show Louis Vuitton is cheap.
would you be embarrassed?
I don't know. I wonder
That's
if
not a
she
good
was.
look for Louis Vuitton.
No, but
No.
maybe she made a fun joke out of it. We got to find out. Obviously, people were
Yeah.
paying attention. I just heard about Olivia Rodrigo like falling into a hole on stage during her
Stop.
A
concert
hole.
recently.
Why was there a hole
Yeah.
in her stage?
It was like a set malfunction, and she was walking around and didn't realize she was about to step into a part she wasn't supposed to, or they didn't warn her properly. Anyways, she like fell right in,
You okay?
Oh my
and she's like,
god.
"Oops."
Talk
Yeah, her
about
reaction
embarrassment.
scared people.
I would be so
Yeah.
embarrassed.
Yeah. She tried to play it
Yeah.
off too, and people were like, "That's not okay, girl. That's unsafe."
I
Anyway,
would be crying on the inside but laughing on the outside.
yeah. Do you guys think anything didn't make the list that should have? Like big events or whatever? Politics,
It's
obviously, like all of the, first
feels
of all
pretty
American politics, by
reflective,
the way.
to be honest. I mean, nobody Googled anything Trudeau did or Polyev. It's all
Exactly.
American politics.
It's
That's
all
yeah.
American.
There's like no
Yeah.
Canadian politics in here.
What is up with that? I mean, we had a lot of
Absolutely
stuff going on this year
nothing.
too in Canadian politics. Like pretty strange and unprecedented, but still, we were
People
overshadowed.
Googled how many Canadians on the Florida Panthers before they Googled anything about Trudeau or Polyev.
What? Why did we care about the Florida Panthers though? Tell us,
Because they
Jacob.
made the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh yes, of course we knew that. Anyways,
And because it was the Edmonton Oilers, which is a Canadian team, versus the Florida Panthers, which is an American team, what often
that's
happens
right.
is
We
the
need
American
those reps.
teams, well, when the American teams are playing at home against the Canadian team, the crowd is going to go, USA, USA. And all the Canadians go, you know, your team is like 80% Canadians, right?
80% Canadians. Nice. Thanks for summarizing that for us, by the way. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was really helpful.
Yeah.
Cool. Do we have Julia Karantjas on? Is she on here yet?
I'm here.
Hey, Julia. We
Hey.
were talking
I'm
about, I
here.
don't know how
Hey.
much of this you heard already, but we were talking about the
I've
top Googled questions. Did they miss anything? As
I've heard
Canadians.
it all, and I've been itching to share
Mm,
my feedback. So I
tell
did
me.
see the Emma Stone wardrobe malfunction. It wasn't very dramatic. She just like
Oh.
had her armpits tucked into her sleeveless dress and then joked that she was dancing too hard when Ryan Gosling was performing the I Am Ken song. But that's probably why
It
people
was
Googled it.
an arm, or like it
It
was a
was like there,
torso?
like she it was a strapless gown and she just squeezed her arms to her
Okay.
side so that it didn't fall out. Like you really couldn't,
Oh.
I don't think you
I
could really
Oh,
really
tell.
thought the tear was like the bottom
that's
of her
not that
dress
big
or
of a
something
deal.
way more
No,
dramatic.
it
Yeah.
was so not a big deal.
Well,
No.
But
I
people
think a
are
lot of
so
dudes just
dramatic about it.
I think a lot of dudes just got excited. They're like, Emma Stone wardrobe
Emma
malfunction.
Stone.
I gotta find
Yeah,
out.
More Emma.
I
All right,
know. And
Jacob.
then Griselda
Mm.
Blanco, she is the, she's passed, but she was the, cocaine godmother. And Sofia Vergara did a film where the biopic of it. So that's,
Oh,
Okay.
yes, yes.
See, more
I'm,
filling in the
okay.
blanks.
yeah,
We're
yeah. I
either
really like
like
to watch the
not
drug
informed
cartel
or just
things.
right, okay. Yeah, we're
Are
not
we
They get
not
my
on
informed
niche.
social
slash
media
didn't
enough?
Google. Well, I could tell you anything that's on TikTok is beyond me now. Jacob, we gotta let you go,
Yeah.
man. Thank you for hanging.
Yo, always appreciate being on. Have a good one.
Okay. Catch you
Bye.
on my audiobook review. He tried
Bye.
to bring
Talk soon.
books in here earlier too. That was so funny. Okay, so Julia, yeah, was there anything else we were missing? Do you know who the demure girl is? Woman? Lady?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I don't know the last name. Her first name is
Okay.
Jules. I
Jules.
think
All
it's
right.
spelled Jools.
Nobody,
And
but
she posted a
yeah,
TikTok where she was chatting about her makeup, and the audio was
yeah,
hilarious,
it's
and
so
then it was
demure.
used on
Yeah, like
future
it's just the
TikToks.
way she said it. Yeah, and
Yes.
nobody really searches the person who starts the trend. It's they just use the
No.
sound. So I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be. It's not surprising that her name is not on there.
Yeah.
It's just about the word and how she said it that it just blew up. So yeah, I searched it
That's
myself, by the way. I was like, what does demure
uh-huh.
mean? I
Of
was
course,
one
because
of those
you're like
people.
you're a TikTok sensation, DJ Nazi. And
Yeah.
so if we had to inform you about TikTok stuff, it's like, oh no.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
But Diva Jules LeBron. It's so
Yeah.
wild to me because like you never know what's gonna trend, what's gonna pop off, right? Like everybody does their
Mhm.
makeup on TikTok, but this one thing this girl does, and now people are Googling what's
Yeah.
demure. Like it's the first time we've heard the word. Yeah.
Yeah. It brought the word back. It was massive. I mean, as
That's
massive as a word can be.
can
What did
be.
they
Yeah,
hashtag it?
exactly.
I don't know.
You
I don't
know
know.
what
I'm
Oh
also not
man.
surprised
on
me that's
TikTok.
not Googled anything about Jay-Z or Beyonce? Because there was so many
Yeah.
conspiracies about them. That's what surprised me. I
Conspiracies, but
feel
not
like
like real drama, right? Like nothing in real time happened this year
no,
with
not
between
real
them.
drama, but there were conspiracies that that sounded for real. So
Oh
there was a lot of
no.
talk about it. There was a lot of
That's
talk
really
about it.
funny.
Yeah.
I think SZA made more news than Beyonce for like canceling yet another concert. But anyway,
Right.
Oh
she's
boy.
back again in 2025. We'll try again, SZA. Thank you. I'm still bitter
I'm
because
also
she canceled the
surprised
concert I was supposed to go.
nothing. It's a big deal when people cancel because people
Yeah,
make big plans to go to concerts and fly in from other
truly.
cities. And then if it's canceled,
Thank
I
you.
mean, how upsetting.
Thank you for
Just
validating.
devastating. I
It is.
100%. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I'm also surprised that
Well,
nothing about the royal family was on there.
oh
I feel
yeah.
like royal family stuff is, oh my goodness, everything.
It's never ending. Exactly. But
Never
I guess it's
ending.
specifically Canadians, right? Or like we were more interested
Yeah.
in apparently soccer, Florida Panthers, and American politics. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
Um, okay, want to talk protein, Julia? That's what you wanted to focus on today.
Well,
Protein packed snacks.
it's all about what I want. Well, I just
Please.
thought we would carry on our conversation about energy levels.
Okay.
I have really been struggling, and I was laughing at myself. I was so cold last week, and a couple of weeks ago we chatted about how when you're cold, you're probably not eating enough food. And
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
totally was a giant hypocrite. I'm like, oh, I probably should eat something that's also warming. And then all weekend I was super exhausted. And then I took a check of how much protein I was eating, which was super low. And I thought, oh, okay, check that. And again, we were chatting about how to keep our energy up. We've had some really dreary weather, lots of rain. In the GTA, we're having rain again today. And people are getting tired. And
So
we talked about
tired.
vitamin C. We talked about so tired. So I thought, let's keep that conversation going and see if we can help some people and chat about protein and snacking, right? Like we don't want
Okay.
to snack on a chicken breast. So I thought, let's chat about, what are our options?
Julia, you don't even want to know what I consider snacks these days. Like 10 samosas, please. Yeah, that'll hold me down.
Yeah.
No, it's like there are times, especially around the holiday season, where it is a blurred line between mealtime and snack time and like what's breakfast and what's lunch and what's dinner anymore. No idea. Oh my gosh, it's all over the place. But I don't want to carry on and on because I feel like I might influence people to do worse. So you tell us, what is
Okay.
a good protein-filled snack?
Okay. So not eating meat, because I know that's, unless you're going to eat some jerky, which is also great. If you want to eat some jerky, that's going to have a lot of protein in it. But in order to keep your protein up, to keep your energy levels up, other appropriate snacks would be cottage cheese. Half a cup gives you 14 to 15 grams of protein, which is very decent. You could also do Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt, you need to have a little bit more. Cottage cheese is denser in protein. It gives you more protein per gram, per half cup, if you will. So you'd have to have maybe 3/4 of a cup of the Greek yogurt, but that's a really good option to have a protein fueled snack. Edamame, if people like eating edamame, a cup of edamame in the pod would give you 15 grams of protein, which is phenomenal. But you could also you could buy frozen edamame and really stick it on everything. I mean, if you had a meal that was even lower in protein, you could just stick half a cup of the edamame on there frozen, and that's a great way to increase the protein. And then almond butter or peanut butter, if you're allowed to have it in your workspace, have 2 tablespoons. It does have a fat content, but 2 tablespoons is not anything to be alarmed about in terms of the fat content at all. And you'll be getting, about 8 grams of protein in that, which is a really nice way to increase your protein intake. And I think those are important. It's important to keep your protein up, especially when we're getting sick. Because protein gives us amino acids that helps our body repair. It keeps our energy levels up. And it's really important. And we don't get the same amino acids from fats and carbohydrates that you do get from these protein sources. So
Okay, so
it's important.
number one is the average person, like with the average knowledge base, we're not going to protein when we're sick, right? We're just vitamins. I don't know what else you do, like the ginger, garlic, turmeric, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Juice,
we don't think
maybe juice. Yeah.
yes, juices, exactly, like fruit juices and such, but not protein. So tell us again, what is the protein side of seasonal eating to make sure that we're not getting sick?
Do you mean where can we get it from?
No, like why again? Why is it we should be turning to
Oh,
protein?
right. Sorry. So protein will digest down into amino acids. So the protein is your macronutrient, and then the amino acids are the micronutrients that you get. And the amino acids are the building blocks of your body, and they repair tissue. And so you need them to, repair your body and fuel your body. And they also, the protein digests differently than the carbohydrates, and it gives you more energy. So it's helpful if you are feeling run down to have the protein as opposed to the carbs, which tend to mellow you out a little bit more in terms of mood. And if the carbs are too sugary, then you get really tired.
Oh, we know that. That's why like please stop having Toblerone at 8 a.m. Okay, my brothers and my family. Not
but
me.
Those amino acids, they help with neurotransmitter production, which is great for mood as well. So not totally linked to getting sick, but they do put you in a a happier mindset,
Yeah,
which
because
is
the stress,
nicer in
right?
terms of energy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. hmm Okay,
So
and
it's
then
important.
I love all this stuff about almond butter and edamame and all like other things. I was wondering about boiled eggs. I have definitely
Yeah.
taken to having a boiled egg as a snack.
Yes.
Some people in my life call it prison food, but I disagree. I think that it's great, it's easy, and it's protein. Now, is that you talked about like meat? Not really, but then you were saying jerky is a good option. Is a boiled egg up there for you?
It's fabulous. It's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yes. Yeah,
I
that's a win.
Yeah, I boil eggs all the time and I will take them with me as a snack. I will boil 2 and
hmm
they're fantastic. One egg is going to be 6 grams, so if you have 2, it's 12, which is helpful. It's getting up there. The yolk is a great source of fat to help keep you satiated.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of protein in it. The most of the protein comes from the white, but it's really balanced. I mean, if you want to stabilize your blood sugar, which is synonymous with energy levels, eggs are great, and it's a really digestible form of protein. So
hmm
10 out of 10, eggs. And hard boiled, great,
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah, because
keeping
I
it
mean, or else
intact. You're not adding extra thing else. I think it's great. It can be
no,
stinky for
that's what I
people, but
mean. Like it's
I
honestly
can't.
so
yeah,
easy. You can't. Nisreen, I was waiting for your response. What do you
I
think, girl?
can't.
Boiled egg,
I can't
bite right
see
in.
myself snacking on eggs. I I have
There's a bit of a warm up
eggs
period, you know.
once in a blue moon, okay? And the fact that you guys are like, okay, we'll just snack on eggs, I just
I'll just like
can't.
pop an egg in my mouth. Seriously?
me
Yeah.
No,
too. I eat it
Like
like
at
an
home.
apple.
Yep.
Yeah.
really?
Yes,
I
it's
just
Nisreen,
can't
so,
you've
see
got okay.
myself
yeah.
snacking
At the
for fun
beginning, at the
with
beginning, you will
eggs.
feel judged. Okay, by your,
I'm
from
judging
yourself or by
myself.
others
Yeah.
around you. I'm saying, yeah, but you got to get over that phase, and then you'll be like, "This is perfect." Because I'm telling you, like, you could be pretty hungry. Like, I could really start to feel the hunger, but a boiled egg will do it.
Yeah.
It'll take
100%.
care of me
It'll
for
totally do
hours.
it.
Yep.
Okay, Niz, I'm going to just throw something out at you. What if
Okay.
you mashed the egg, like chopped it
Mm-hmm.
like kind of egg
Uh,
salad-y? You could add mayo if you eat mayo. If you don't, you could add cottage cheese. You could even
Yep.
add yogurt, salt, pepper, maybe some paprika.
Sauce it.
And then you took like your favorite cracker and used the cracker
So
as
good.
a dip,
okay.
right? So like dip it into
Yep.
this egg mixture,
Mm-hmm.
right? Maybe that's more palatable, and you're still getting the whole content of the egg, and then you just are getting a little extra carb with the cracker that you've chosen. You could also use a veggie stick if
Mm,
you liked. I mean,
No,
celery's
I mean,
such a
sure.
great tool. I know. I mean, celery's not my
yeah.
cup of tea, but again, I don't want to villainize it.
That's just
I've
stretching.
done it with crackers, and I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
What
but
if
yeah,
Crackers,
it's just
you just
warm?
Tostitos, Takis, do whatever you want. Whatever chip of your choice.
or
That's
ranch
not
When
the
it comes to
dressing.
nutritionist
Mash
advice.
the egg
warm,
with ranch
yeah.
dressing.
Yeah.
I'd rather boiled eggs than scrambled eggs, just the texture of it. But
But this is you're
Mm-hmm.
boiling the egg
when
and
you
then
think about
scrambling it.
yeah, when you think about mixing it in with crackers, maybe I'd be open to it.
Yeah.
I'd try it.
There
Okay,
is
I'll
there is
give you
this
that.
salad. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Great. I feel like we're getting warmer with her there, Ramya.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's also
Trying
this
to fix me.
dill dill salad dressing that you can buy, like this yogurt based dill salad dressing. And I like
Mm-hmm.
dill. So
Yeah,
that's maybe, if you don't like dill,
I
this is
like dill
obviously not
too.
for you. But if you mashed the egg with the salad dressing instead of the mayo, but that would be your
Yeah.
moisture component,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Hmm.
used that as and then dipped your cracker into that. I feel like that'd be very
Yep.
tasty.
We can make egg, like the boiled egg, the star of anything. I've done where I've just had leftover egg and leftover beans,
Yeah.
like cooked beans, and just
Yeah.
tossed it up
Yeah.
together and then sliced, like minced a bit of
Yes.
pickle and then just eaten it like that
Yes.
with a teaspoon. And I'm like,
Pickles
wow,
with
I
I'm a
eggs.
love,
genius.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But not
I
like
finally chop
large
up my
pickles. It has to
pickle
be
and put it in the
finely.
egg.
Yeah, you almost grating
Yeah.
it, and then
Yes.
it just adds a
So
kick
good.
to whatever's going on,
Because
man.
it's
I
dill.
I've
love
It's
it.
still
never heard of
dill.
this
Dill. Yep.
combination.
It's so
Just
good.
you just gotta trust us. You just gotta go for it, and
Yeah.
like not have people watching you who are gonna give you stink eye. Because I'm telling you,
This
it'll
is
be worth it.
obviously what we're going to chat about next week is egg.
Mm-hmm. Egg
It's great.
for a
It's
full
so
20
great.
minutes.
If I use mayo, I'll chop up pickle and put it in my like
Mm-hmm.
egg salad. Like people add
Yeah.
onions into egg
It's
salad.
basically egg
You could
salad.
add
Yeah.
pickle. Yeah,
Yep.
it's so good. I'm
Cucumber,
with you on
onion,
the
tomato,
pickle.
egg. Just add egg into everything.
Yeah,
Anyways, sorry if people don't
Yeah.
like eggs. The last 10 minutes are right off for you. But anyway, Michael
They're with
Babcock is
me.
here
Such a
as
perfect.
well. And before
Mhm.
you go, Julia, I just wanted to ask him if he's a fan
Yeah,
of boiled egg and if he's going to try. Oh, he's not
let's
even
do it.
here yet. Michael. Well, we're just going to have to assume he's a fan of eggs and he thumbs up this. Okay, that means you're going to have
People
to
are
hang out with us a
passionate with the
little
egg
longer.
thing.
Yeah,
no
because
problem.
my brother, well, he's come up twice today. His ears must be like burning or whatever they say. But I only found out recently that he's not a fan of eggs, like because he bakes so much and he
Mm.
uses eggs in everything. I had never really
Oh,
asked. Our families don't like sit around together and eating breakfast. But yeah, recently he just made an announcement, guys. I don't eat eggs. Like I'm not a fan of omelets. I don't eat eggs. Don't ask me if I want eggs. Because I
Mm.
guess it was a reaction or something. Like he was triggered.
yeah.
And I was like, really? But Nisreen, it's not like that for you though, right? You still a fan of egg.
I like omelets. There's only
Mhm.
like, okay, I like boiled eggs and omelets, but I'm saying I don't see it as a snack. I see it as, okay, what I need to eat for breakfast. Or
Oh, yeah,
if
we're gonna
and
Mhm.
convert
there's
you.
the rare days of those breakfasts. Like I barely eat breakfast. I have
Mhm.
coffee for breakfast and I call it a day kind of thing. So those days that I'm making breakfast for somebody else, okay, I'll include myself in it too, but it's either omelets or boiled eggs. And for you to be like, okay, I'll take it everywhere and use it as a snack.
Just pop it in
I
your mouth. Yep.
with
Oh, Michael's here. We're
pickles
gonna have to.
too?
Oh,
You're
it's
just
But
so good.
okay,
it's a
yeah, it
whole
is so
different
good.
world.
But you gotta
I don't
remember,
even know
we're
what you guys are talking
mincing.
about anymore.
We're grating our
Yeah.
pickles. It's a
Grating,
pickle
mincing,
kick.
you call it. Listen, it's
Are you not a fan of
it's a
pickles?
weird. I love pickles.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh, then you see,
it's just the
girl, you love
combination.
all the ingredients already. You just gotta trust us.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Give
I'll
it a
try it
go.
for
Pickles are
you.
great. Yeah, and like just do like a little bit of like maybe a teaspoon
Mm-hmm.
at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
We,
So
It's like adding a bit of
minced
mustard into something,
pickles
right? It's that same vibe.
with chopped boiled eggs.
Don't say it like
Do you-
this.
And what else do
Don't
you
summarize in this tone.
add to it?
like you need a little mayo, maybe some moisture. Do you know what else works really well?
Do you hear the
Guys,
judgment?
if you grate the egg with a cheese grater.
Heck yeah.
What?
Grate the
See,
egg.
okay, Michael's into
Instead
it.
of chopping the egg, grate it.
Michael,
Yeah,
we're
but then
talking
all
about
the
having
egg
eggs for
is like
snacks.
gonna get stuck to the grater.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
like
fine.
a mess.
They wash it. No,
but
it's okay.
It'd be delicious.
Sounds like a
It'd be
mess.
delicious.
Yes,
Okay, just
be
use your fingers to
delicious.
clean up the mess later. Yeah, it's a delicious mess.
I feel like such a productive human being when I eat eggs. I feel like I've
Me
really
too.
nailed it
Me too.
as a
Seriously?
species that I'm
It's like when
ingesting this nutrition. Yeah, I do.
It's
You're
like eating
this
peanut
is
butter out of
why
the
I'm
jar. You're like,
here
you know
in
what?
this
I
world
wasted
to eat
no time.
eggs.
I wasted no
Yeah.
time here.
This is my
Yeah.
purpose in life.
Yeah, I feel
My
like
day is
I'm
better
really
with a whole egg for a snack.
yeah.
Julia, thank you. We'll catch up next week. But
Thanks.
I know you said we're gonna
Yeah,
talk
I'll
eggs,
let you
but I
know
think
about the result
gotta get a
of
vote.
my meal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a working topic.
it's
Yeah,
a work.
no problem.
Yeah. If people are in the comment section like, enough, no more. You've said
Yeah,
everything you've
no
had to
more
say about
eggs.
eggs, then we might take a step back. Yeah. Talk to you later.
All right, take care.
Well, it's gonna be us again next Monday too, Niz. So you're actually gonna have to tell us how it went. Michael, so are you a fan of boiled eggs, number one? And number two, would you eat it as a snack? Because Julie and I were talking about just popping eggs in our mouth, and
Yep.
Nisreen's like, whoa.
Hands down. So I was diagnosed with borderline diabetes last year, and I asked my wife, I'm like, so since I can't snack on the candy bars that you keep bringing into the house, what do I snack on? And her comment was hard-boiled eggs. And so I started doing that, and then she scared me. I don't know how accurate this is. She's like, but don't eat more than 2 of them. I don't understand why. Now, I will tell you, my favorite egg, though, is over medium, because then the yolk gets all over the rest of the food, and it just gives the rest of the food more flavor for me.
Oh, okay. Hard
Really?
pass on the over medium or breaking yolk. I like my yolk like I get my stuff fried
Ah.
or
Solid.
boiled. Yeah, solid. No
Yeah.
Yeah, you
runny, no
like it
sunny
all
side
solid.
up.
You don't.
Mm-mm. Oh,
Yeah.
it's actually the worst when I find out that
Hate the texture of it
it's
being
runny.
runny.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I learned
Yeah.
how to cook hard-boiled eggs though the proper way, so you cook them and then you drop them in an ice bath to get them to stop
Yep.
cooking, and
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, I would do like 12 or 14 of them on a Sunday, and then just have them in the fridge,
Yes.
pull one out, pop one in, throw some salt on it because I gotta have a little bit of salt there,
Sure.
and my little brother bought me some habanero salt on
Oh,
Amazon,
so
so it was spicy
good.
salt on the eggs, and oh, it was delicious snack.
What? That is great because earlier I was holding back so much from saying add sriracha because we already threw a whole bunch of stuff at Niz and she's overwhelmed. But it's like sriracha on your eggs. Heck
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, my mom does that. I can't see myself doing that.
Really? Okay, well, baby steps
I'm
though.
not a
First, start
picky
with the
eater.
pickle.
I promise I'm not a picky eater, but this conversation is making me look like a picky eater.
No,
And
it's not. It's not. I'm sure many people are on
these
your side.
combinations.
Yeah.
So you're down
So,
for pickles and eggs, Michael?
I'd try it. I don't know that I've done it, but it sounds delicious. I like pickles. I like eggs, so why
mhm,
not?
why not?
Okay.
That's the
And if it's not
spirit.
good, throw some habanero salt on it, and then it makes it good.
It'll make it better. Exactly. All right. So we're podcasting and we're going to be talking about podcasting with you. You are involved in several podcasts, probably more in your past as well. But you're going to like break down the process for us. So people who are out there thinking, I want a podcast, you're saying it's pretty straightforward?
Yeah, Jacob is a great asset to leverage when it comes to podcast production. Imagine that, because him and I jumped on a
Mm,
Zoom call probably a year ago now, and he's like, Reaper is, because I use Reaper as my editor. He says Reaper
yep.
is your tool, so make it the way you need it to do. You don't have to stick with the default keystroke, so that's definitely helped me quite a bit. Appreciate that, Jacob. But yeah, I produce several podcasts right now. Probably more than I need to. So we do Unmute Presents, which is a conglomeration of podcasts. I sent Ramya some notes yesterday about some of the podcasts that we produce, and she'll probably agree that there's a wide variety of content, all tech related. But this started as a questions and answers show. That we would do live through the American Council of the Blind's ACB Media on Tuesdays. People would call in, they'd ask us our questions, and the joke that I would give that some people found funny, other people got distracted by it was we'll either tell you the answer or pretend like we know the answer and give you the
Mm,
information you needed. That was hosted on Tuesdays. We're actually changing that to every other, well, the first and third Saturday of the month starting in January because we got a little overwhelmed by everything that was going on. And so we're changing the format up a little bit. And that launched the first podcast that we had. And if you're interested in launching a podcast, I guess one of the questions that you might want to ask yourself is what is it that I can talk about all the time and not get tired of? And that's tech for me. So we
huh,
launched
yeah.
that as a replay, and people were able to, or are able to tune in. I think we've got 4 years of content at unmute.show with all that previous content there. And they would call in, ask their questions, we'd answer them. That was published in the ACB community feed, which is a podcast feed that was publishing probably about 50 episodes a week. So it was very hard for people to find that. So my friend Marty and I said, well, what do? We make our own podcast. And then we
Nice.
realized, well, we can't just stick with one day a week because what do we do with the rest of our life? None of us have lives. So we decided to grow it a little bit. And now we are posting. I'm going to start with Wednesday, which is a weird day of the week to start with, but we're just going to start with Wednesday. We post the Shell Phone Show. So in that show, Adrian, or Diane, the three community members that we have, will teach you how to do something on the Blind Shell Classic 2 in 10 minutes or less. Classic 3 content coming soon. Not quite sure when it's going to launch, but they did launch the Blind Shell Classic 3, and we'll be producing some of that content.
Mm,
Thursdays, the first Thursday of the month is our Braille at your fingertips. It's Braille in tech and history. And so that's about 20 minutes a week. And then we also do a Alexa chat. So you learn how to do something with the Amazon Echo devices. On the third Thursday of the month is Mac Chat, and then on the fourth Thursday of the month is Android Unmuted. So we want to unmute the experience of Android from iOS users. So it's 2 iOS users trying out Android.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I like the name. It kind of just flowed with where it needed to be.
Mhm.
Fridays, when I remember to do it, because that happens. So I do JAWS tips, which is kind of like the Shell Phone Show, where I teach you how to do something with JAWS, different tips, different options that you can do to run your JAWS. On Sundays, we do the most popular podcast, and then I'll pause here and see if you guys have any questions about this content. It's called Digital Bites, and what it is like this last episode was 7.5 minutes. So it's short form content, typically under 20 minutes, and we teach you 3 different things. So, for example, yesterday we learned how to disable the categorized mail feature in iOS 18.2. I also talked to you about iPhone screen mirroring, and already taught you something that I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's 3 different pieces of content where you learn something. So that's the unmute content. Any questions about that?
No, but it sounds wicked because you guys are kind of keeping the themed day vibe, but
Mhm.
also just any kind of breakdown like that is so specific and makes it easier for people to find catered content. Because you're basically running tutorials, right? It's Q&As, tutorials, frequently asked questions, that kind of thing, and your own trials and tribulations with tech too. But it's good. I like the
For
breakdown.
For sure. I think I have a solution, and you brought this up. I was listening earlier in the segments. You guys were talking about the questions for that Canadians would Google. I
Yep.
think the reason why some of the things you guys were expecting on there weren't on Google is because people went to ChatGPT to ask those questions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
Do you think
maybe
there's a
that's,
ChatGPT list?
I
Most
don't know.
ChatGPT questions
There
of 2024? Oh, I gotta
sounds
find
like
that
some
out.
research there, or maybe you can go
That's
to ChatGPT and ask
That would be
ChatGPT
a
what are the things.
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Alright.
so much
Stay
fun because
tuned.
everybody
Yeah,
uses
stay tuned.
ChatGPT now.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
like Google's like the has been now? Now we gotta be like, yeah, but this isn't even as accurate as the ChatGPT questions. Unbelievable.
But there's
Okay,
so
now
much
how
If we
about
faster
find that
than an
technically?
out,
AI to get the questions answered.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. The follow-up questions would be so fun to go
Mm.
through. Just my
So,
own history would be hilarious. Anyway,
so
tell us about
technically
technically working,
working.
which is the next pod.
Yeah. Demasi has been on the show a couple of times, so some longtime listeners may be familiar with his voice. Him and I had this idea it was 2017. So what does that make that? 8 years ago? 7 years ago? Hey, we should record these phone conversations we have because we're always talking tech on the phone and launch a show. Well, we did, called the DM series, which changed from Demasi and Michael just talking tech to the DM series. And then we realized when we hit episode 100 with that we should relaunch this, have a little bit of focus, not just chatting about tech, but a little bit of focus. And so what we are talking about now on Mondays is life as blind small business owners and the technology that we're using, and it ranges in content. So it is really just the two of us sitting down having a chat, typically about 90 minutes every week. And so
I love that.
that's, yeah, yeah,
It's
it's
kind
fun.
of just a conversation.
Yep,
Okay.
and we talk about the challenges that we have. We also talk about wins that we have, and I think an even balance of that information is definitely helpful for a wide
Yeah.
variety of listeners. So
And I
let's
want
talk
to
about.
ask you about like the kind of engagement you get and how you keep in touch with the community, but I don't know if we'll get around to that today. I do want to go back to Reaper though, because you want to give us the process of how you record, put it all into Reaper, and then spit it out on the other end and upload.
Yeah, well, and as I'm looking through these notes here, I'm like, man, there's a lot that I do. Is that enough for 15, 20 minutes? So our podcasts typically start now in Zoom. We did use Riverside for a little bit, and then I got fed up with the accessibility challenges of trying to find the download links, which may not have been accessibility challenges, might have just been UI challenges. But I said, let's use something we're both comfortable with. So we use Zoom. We go into the Zoom settings and go down, and you get there by hitting Command comma on the Mac. That's Control comma when you open the Zoom workspace. Go down to recordings and then choose the checkbox that says record separate files for each participant. That's important. I'll explain that in a quick moment. The other thing you want to do, and that's for the person who's recording the Zoom meeting. Everyone who attends should go into Zoom, go to your audio settings, and enable the original sound for musicians, recommended for studio environments. That doesn't actually turn original sound on, but it puts a checkbox in your Zoom meeting when you join the Zoom meeting that you can turn that on, and that gets more higher quality audio, and it's not compressed based on the way that Zoom expects it to be. And then you hit Command Shift R, Control Shift R if on Windows, and that will start recording the meeting. Zoom will give you a multi-track version, so everyone's tracks in their own file when you're done recording. And then that's how you record it. Zoom does now offer multi-track to the cloud. I tried this once and I've not gone back to it. I don't really know why, but it's one of those features that they do offer now. I then take that audio into Reaper. You create a new project, you copy the 2 audio tracks from Finder or File Explorer, paste in, and you'll get a option that says paste same time position on separate audio tracks. And then you can independently edit the audio. So when I'm editing Technically Working, there's a couple of times where like there'll be a loud vehicle in my background, or Damasio clear his throat or something when the other person is talking, and we can go in and just chop those out without affecting the actual audio itself.
Right.
And then I select both tracks. I hit render selected tracks in Reaper. That takes those edits, turns it into an audio file. I drop those into a tool called Auphonic on the web, and that cleans up the audio and normalizes the volume, because I'm not confident my normalization skills in Reaper. And then it gives me a transcript that I can use AI to publish the podcast, to get show notes, and then we drop it into Pinecast and it's published.
Done. And we're published. Michael, that's great. I'm glad that you wrapped it right there. I have so many follow-up questions, but can we do a part 2 next time, please? Because this is very interesting stuff.
Let's do it. And you guys have a great Christmas holiday season. I'll talk to you next year.
Thank you. You too. Cheers. That's Michael Babcock, of course, and he's going to join us sometime early January, so don't worry about that. Nisreen and I will be back tomorrow as well, because we have a whole week of shows to do here. And certified dental assistant Gail Ritter is going to be one of our guests on the show. She's going to prep us on how we can reduce damage to our teeth, because we're all eating way too much during the holidays, of course, and a lot more sweeter things than we usually do. She's also answering the most asked oral questions, so if you have one of your own, pop it in some chat or another. Engage with us on social media. We're there for you. Talk to you tomorrow. Happy Monday.
Thanks for tuning in to Kelly & Company. Follow us on all social media, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more.